1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey folks, good afternoon. It's great to see you. We've got a problem today. We've got our neighbour's tree is hanging over the...
Okay, let me say something now. Hi there, mateys. We're gonna cut down that tree which is banging on our house when I'm sleeping and I can't sleep.
As you can see, the tree is on our neighbour's property. That's Ed. He's a tyrant. If he comes out of the house, we're gonna have real problems. The entire tree's on your side of the property.
Those branches are definitely your problem, man.
You can also see that the limbs are up against my house. So the problem here is it's his tree, my house. His limbs, my house. No one can sleep, so we've got to trim these limbs back. Let's see what we can do. We're going to need a few things if we want to successfully cut this tree back today, all right? We're going to need tools, we're going to need climbing gear, we're going to need a bungee cord, we're going to need a saw, we're going to need some towels. And above everything else, we're going to need to have a positive mindset because we're going to do some climbing today, up high in the tree. As you can see, I've got the problem of the barbed wire fence here. If you get stuck on barbed wire, you're really going to get a snaggle. You might get a rip in your clothes or a rip in your day. These are the towels that I'm going to use to cover up the barbed wire fence. You can see I always use my Valdosta Country Club towel. It's the best kind for covering up barbed wire. You can see behind me, I've covered up the barbed wire fence with the towel. I'm almost ready to climb, but I've got to get my saw and my bungee. Here we go.
Here's your saw. Here's your bungee cord, Daddy.
Next thing I've got to do is take this bungee cord and wrap it around my waist and attach the saw to it. That way I can climb up the tree with my hands free and I don't have to worry about any issues with the saw or anything else.
You better be careful when you're holding the saw.
I'm wrapping the bungee cord around the saw handle. I'm then going to wrap it around my waist. I've got the bungee cord, now I'm going to wrap it around my waist. You can see I've got it secured around my waist. Have a look. I've got the things ready. I've got the towel on the fence. I've got my saw attached to my backside. I'm ready to start climbing. Here we go. Trimming the limbs. Ed's house. Trees, branches, kicking up on our house. We're going to go trim them down. Let's go.
Can I come too? I'm going to climb on the tree too. Daddy, bring me.
Now, Dan Tucker was a final.
Sweetie, you gotta be careful.
I'm pretty high up in a tree right now. I haven't done tree climbing like this since I was a small boy. But so far so good, I haven't fallen and I'm ready to do some cutting. Here's the view with the tree against the house. Now then, gonna do some cutting. Behind me you can see that the tree's been trimmed back from the side of the house. The branches won't be buffeting up against the side during the storms. My wife's going to be happy, so are the kids. You can see behind me there is a pile of debris that we've taken down all the branches from the side of the house. Have a look at these cuts, 35 feet up in the air, and that's no small potatoes. Also, you can see my boy. Yeah, he was very helpful in the process. Always good to have a boy with you. Remember, preparation's key. I've used towels to cover up the barbed wire fence. I used my trusty saw to cut the limbs back and my bungee cord to help carry the saw up the trees. And you know what? That closes another episode of Lumberjack 5000. Thanks for coming along.
Now, Dan Tucker was a fine old man, washed his face in a frying pan, combed his hair with a wagon wheel, and died with a toothache in his heel. Get out the way!